Hey folks, hello and welcome to the stream. How's it going? Let's get this started. See if I can remember what on earth we were doing. Pirates. Mahana. I'm doing alright. I just spent the last, 7 hours editing episodes of Sea of Solitude, for my YouTube channel. Which is, it was a good game, but, editing, not the funnest stuff. Plus, I'm real sleepy. But, can't complain overall. Okay, so I'm in dunnage. Dunnage is where guy wants me to be. What's going on with you that could be better? This tower. Is that the beacon? Place is fancy. It's Two-Eyed Pim. Why do you have to specify two-eyed? Aren't most people?
Ah, Watcher. Good. You have arrived.
Chin jutting upward, he grants you a winsome smile, his left cheek dimples, as the smile spreads to show teeth.
Ahoy there yourself, Captain. What do I be but a pretty bit of man meat to dangle from a wrist? As easily forgotten as set aside.
Arms akimbo and head askance, Seraphin smirks. Ferrante rubs his thumb over his golden solunet. Violent thoughts gliding over his face like dark clouds. Then he smiles, but it's a vicious expression more than a pleasant one.
A little seabird informs me that you have dealt with our mutual problem, the scoundrel Benuet.
Oh, oofa doofa, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't really know what that means, but it sounds unpleasant. I'm sorry you're going through that. His eyes glint as a fierce grin cuts across his face. His lone dimple deepens.
Gelarde, for this you have my grandest commendation.
You'd have been right amused, you would. Few sights as fine as that hard blowing three-sheeter getting what's long been doing.
Hands on his hips, Seraphin juts his chest forward, blue fur expanding like bird's plumage.
You are lacking in so many ways, my former ship hunter, that no one can say you are not entertaining.
Oh, dang. I'm sorry, that sucks.
I myself would have enjoyed watching you put the scoundrel in his place.
I'm sorry you gotta deal with that. He had it coming.
That he did. Indeed.
Franti strokes his fingers down the line of his jaw, his eyes downcast in thought.
And as promised, I have prepared for you a fine prize.
With a sweep of his arms, he offers you a magnificent cloak.
However, there is another matter of which we must now speak. I must confess to you a bit of a problem has arisen. One which speaks to your expertise with the supernatural. We've sighted the floating hangman that haunts the Deadfire.
Wait, did you just say a ghost ship haunts the Deadfire?
Indeed, and I will say it truly again. This galleon, what likely remains of the Fonferros, is a frightful legend. We have been losing ships at sea, Amica, and not to those Valera ship-hunting bastards. I believe the floating hangman may be our culprit. Fortune
dang.
favors us, as I have procured a survivor from such a recent sinking. You will consider what she has to say.
Big grinning abruptly to the side, he barks a loud order.
Come forth, Selenia. Quickly now, or I will run rivers of your lethargic blood.
At that last, he smiles. Sun-blistered and raw-boned, the pirate regards you with a discerning glare. She tongues a chapped bottom lip, but keeps quiet.
Well, spit it out, Selenia, and try not to embarrass me before our guest.
Of course, Captain. It might have pretty hard near the end, but I spit the tale as best as I can.
Hera touches a spot at the base of her skull and winces. She glances off the side, eyes black and full of hurt. Fronte sighs and rubs tiredly between his brows.
Go on, Mom. Ready as I'm like to get me.
With a shiver, the pirate turns her black button eyes to you. Nod, what happened to you?
Saw my old crew slaughtered me, my best mates, and even the few I hated. They weren't but blood and meat in the end. It branded the back of my eyes that moment. High seas, nothing but blue all around. Then, mist so thick you could taste it. Ships sailed from within. Out of nowhere was a hunt, not for loot, but for bodies. The ship, it looked...
She gropes at her hip, but there's nothing there. Fingers fumbling in the air, she bares her teeth.
rotted. The crew, they were all undead. Couldn't stop them from boarding. Couldn't kill them. Couldn't even fight them in the end.
Tell me about them, the undead.
They were dreadful. Some were clothed, like maybe they'd only recently died. Others weren't more than moving bones.
I've killed skeletons before.
One was different. Her presence was overwhelming. Heavy. Flames burned in the place of her eyes. The crew shambled hard to do her bidding, even the ones who seemed hardly aware. Figured she was the captain, me.
She shrugs, gaze going far away.
There is a flag the floating hangman flies. A flag that once heralded the Fonferros of Old Valia. It belonged to our Darkotsi paladin of some legend, one Lucia Rivan. But Selenia's knowledge is limited in this regard. Let us instead ask her of a subject she may know.
How were you taken by surprise on the open sea?
Me and my crew were adept. Alert. Always. No. Weren't no one gonna get the jump on us. Was some magic foul. Just sudden like, the winds died, the waters fell flat and the air got heavy. They turned sky and the sea both against us.
Oof.
Then this thick fog roiled up at midday. Without a sound, the Spectre ship
She lights her hand in the air.
skimmed right out. It was too late. We couldn't outsail it.
When did this happen? She ruffles her hand through her short hair, scowls.
Dunno me. Drifted for days, maybe longer. Kept winking in and out after I ran out of drink.
One of mine found her no more than a week ago. Malnourished, dehydrated. The poor girl was scarcely able to speak.
Well, I'm more than able to gabble now, aren't I? Could sail, too. No, you got no reason to keep me.
She floats her hand over the softness of her shirt. Again, her fingers hesitate close to her hip, the fabric crinkled there, where a pistol might normally be strapped. A muscle ticks in Ferrante's jaw, but otherwise ignores her.
Perhaps there is something else you wish to ask of our guest before she departs from us.
How did you survive the attack?
Calling me craven? Huh, sure, I am.
She snores. She rubs the back of her head, rough, like she needs it to hurt.
Took a knock-in and I was out for a while. When I came to, they were eating Ganasco, our steward. I dropped a dinghy and rode for it. Don't know why they didn't give chase. Don't much care me.
That'll be all. Oh, that's a lot of words. Selenia cuts a glance to Ferrante for confirmation. When he dismissively waves her away, her black eyes narrow and she raises her chin, defiant. Then he turns his full gaze to her, suddenly seething, and she shrinks in on herself. Fist shaking at her side, she reluctantly retreats.
She belongs to Aldis, who undoubtedly will come to claim her soon. But that is a problem for another time.
Ferrante sighs.
One moment, Watcher.
The captain scowls at Selenia's retreat, a dark anger warming his cheeks. Wait for the captain to speak.
Allow me to cut to the heart of it. Lucia Revan, whose flag flies atop our spectral ship, was a Darkotsi paladin who died more than 200 years ago.
Uh-huh.
It is my hope that uncovering the details regarding dear Revan's fate in life may illuminate the nature of her undeath and how to defeat her galleon.
Makes sense, makes sense.
Unfortunately, the only soul who could possibly shine more light on our situation lies buried deep within Neketaka. One Isir the Berethian, now well rotted, I presume.
I've actually spoken with Isir. His brow hoists high up on his forehead.
Meaning what by that last? You were able to read his soul, despite how much time has passed?
Isir was mortally wounded, yet refused to wholly die, and said he was reborn as an undead to defend Barrett's faith for all eternity.
God save us from fools who battle with blind trust.
But he shakes his head as if he's already accepted the truth of your words.
A death guard? How fascinating. And terrible. I must of course presume that you've unearthed a promising lead for us. Perhaps you were able to learn about Rivan's whereabouts, of where her spectral ship oft anchors?
Ysir tracked Rivan after she had become a death guard. They fought near the Isle of Dusk. The captain strokes his chin, his gaze contemplative.
I can summon to mind no island with such name. Likely it hides now behind another. I will charge my best chroniclers to track our isle through the centuries. I believe you're becoming an invaluable asset to the Principe, and I deeply value each of my assets. You must accept this token of my immense appreciation.
Cool. Ferrante clears his throat, then he tugs on the frilled cuffs of his sleeve, his posture more rigid than usual.
A matter of a rather delicate nature has arisen. One which I believe could benefit from your, let us say, expertise.
Okay.
An associate of mine is in need of a favor.
He raises his brows pointedly.
A favor that necessitates a great deal of discretion. See to this for me, and I will weight you with a considerable amount of coin.
What exactly would I be doing?
My associate conducts dealings with a group of traders of a sort. The traders are having a bit of trouble with their newest stock.
Who might this associate be?
A wealthy and influential man. What more do you need to know?
Why do you need such discretion?
It involves something of a sensitive topic among the Principi. I'll explain further once I can trust you're fully committed.
Well, I apparently don't have the option to turn it down, so you can trust me.
First, swear it. I have your word on pain of death, Amika.
Yeah, sure.
Guano.
Guano to you, too. He grins darkly.
Then you're to head to Crookspur Island, where you'll meet with Master Kua.
He clears his throat.
He runs the biggest slavers' port in the Deadfire. However, they've run afoul of the locals. So now, their trade routes are under constant ambush.
Serafin's mouth falls slightly open. Vertigo trickles the edge of your thoughts as if you were peering over the edge of the world. The Principe works with slavers?
Excellent goddamned question, Cap.
The Orland's bald fists shake at his sides.
No, it is my associate who does that dealing.
He pins you with a pointed look.
My opinion on the trade is of little matter. It is legal, unlike many of our own activities.
Since when be the fucking laws of Kith of any goddamn concern of the likes of us?
I won't help slavers.
I understand you may harbor some hesitation in this regard. But in the case you reconsider, at least allow me to mark Crookspur on your charts. When you get there, speak with Master Kua. Tell him I've sent you, and he'll fill you in on what he needs.
Yeah. I'm not gonna do that one, Cap. Hey, bucko. That's a quest I'm not gonna do. 'Cause, I ain't gonna help slavers. 'Cause slavery, hot take here, slavery is bad. It's my...
Seraphin, thought we agreed you'd stay out of my head.
I weren't in your head, lad. You think like an ogre snores. Would be a fool and a half not to make sure them thoughts ain't full up of trouble.
What do you think you're gonna find?
Nothing particular, just, anything.
That was a disaster of epic proportions if ever I directed one.
Arms flailing wildly before her, the stage performer shoos the other actors from the set.
A typhoon couldn't have cleared out our audience faster.
What's wrong?
What's wrong? I'll tell you what, everything. My troop's coming apart at the seams. We're short on cash, we're low on people, and we've run plumb dry on enthusiasm.
She ticks and points out. She ticks the points on her fingers.
We haven't drawn a decent crowd in more than a fortnight. And it ain't like pirates are hard to please. That's how you know the show really stinks. But I think I know what the problem is. We've got a lack of flair. If only I could hire more talented performers. I just know my play would take off.
What would you need to improve the play?
A better Aethys, for one. I'm the tallest one in our troupe. I'm still not very convincing, even when I bother to dye my skin blue. Also, our special stage effects aren't all that special anymore. We had someone for that role, but she got herself into debt and has a new job at the King's Coffin.
What's your play about?
Only the biggest thing to hit the Deadfire since the Valian Trading Company started hunting us like sea hounds. I'm talking about Aethys storming through the archipelago and capsizing nearly a whole fleet of our ships.
I'll help you.
Really? Well, that's great. Then we could...
Abruptly, her eyes narrow, her dark brows furrow with heavy suspicion.
Wait a tick. Why would you help me? What do you get out of this?
I'd really like to see how the play turns out.
With you helping me acquire the right talent, I'd wager it's going to be phenomenal. I'm in desperate need of 2 more performers. A wizard for one, plus any oaf big enough to pose as Aethys. I happen to know a wizard of the finest skill set who already performs here in Dunwich, Diana at the King's Coffin. But unfortunately, I got no idea of where we might find a suitable Aethus. Get me the right people for the parts, and I promise you'll be pleased with your investment. I'll turn us a profit or die trying.
Okay. Can do. Treasure trove? Like the sound of that. Oh, I should equip stuff. The stuff that I was given. Should equip it. What is this? What do you got? +4 deflection, that's good. Disengagement, that's good. You don't have a cape? Oh, I don't have a cape for you. Can give you a ring though. Yeah. Double blunderbuss. Fuck it up, dude.
My old captain was a drinker from the day he was born to the day he died. Always he was rail thin. He wound up with a wooden leg, 26 ships and a bilious fever. Sunrise is a woe, doves. The coming horizon is a sea-sized ruin.
Sure. Hey, bud.
Welcome to the treasure trove, sailor.
Strapping godlike blinks between swollen, crusty tumors lining her eyes, lips cracked, weeping in sappy substance as she speaks.
Always. It's a pleasure to meet another of our kind.
She extends a black-scaled hand to shake yours.
Anything in my trove catches your eye, you let me know. All right.
Show me what you have for sale. Squid's grasp, huh? It's death denied. What's that? That sucks. Ear back. That's good. You don't have a cape yet, right? I'll get you that cape. What else? Hayden, are you being silly? Sun and moon? Flail? I do love a good flail, but no one uses flails. Oh, God, I'm so fucking sleepy all the time. Is there something down here? Sort of guard? Okay. Well, I'm not gonna steal, so... God, I thought that having a bunch of caffeine would help wake me up, but nope. Hey, you had a
Welcome
name.
to my emporium. Whatever you need, I sell. What would you like to buy today?
What do you have for sale? Slats? It's an ingredient. Pale hide, huh? That's pretty good. Ooh, oh, it's two-handed. It's two-handed sword. I'll take that. Do. Who could benefit from that? You? What do you got? Yeah. Oh, Seraphim, that is a good look for you. Look like a fucking wild man.
I'm telling
Looking
you,
for
ask
work.
for Irina
I've
in
got
the King's
coin
coffin.
and a few
She'll make you
scores
see
to settle.
stars.
You half
You carry yourself like a person well acquainted with violence.
I've killed
Care
a few
to put your
people.
skills to use for a good cause? And some coin?
Sure. Tell me about the cause you mentioned.
It's simple enough. The firebrand commanded by Captain Henqua once plagued the Deadfire. The skill and brutality of Henqua's crew was the stuff of legends.
Desserol flicks the coin she's holding and snatches it from the air with a grin. Up close, it's clearly a Solganat.
Legendary nightmares, more like. After how they did the crew with a virtuous reward. Even that bastard Benwith wanted nothing to do with them.
But pirate legends don't live long. Some months ago, an alliance of Neketaka pirate hunters managed to corner the firebrand and sink her off the coast of Tikawara. They confirmed Captain Henqua's death, but her senior crew members escaped unscathed. And now it seems like bringing the firebrand's crew to justice doesn't matter to anyone but me.
Even in the low light, you can see a vein throbbing in her temple. Her voice drops to a low growl.
So I want you to kill them. And I'll pay you out of my own pocket if you do.
I'll hunt down those pirates. Who am I looking for?
The firebrand had a mascot. A useless little bastard, who's taken to calling himself Lord Admiral Imp. He's not terribly dangerous on his own, but he's keen to make a nuisance of himself wherever he goes.
She rubs the bridge of her nose and sighs.
Last I heard, Lord Admiral Imp was making himself comfortable in Queen's Berth. You'll find him there with a few Zarups and constructs, the little buggers convinced to follow him. Bless their simple hearts.
Noted. Next.
You'll be taking down Lady Ipiro, Captain Henqua's former first mate and rumored lover. She's a cipher, and
Me
a dangerous
too.
one at that. Ipiro maintains an estate in Serpent's Crown in Neketaka. But I wouldn't recommend you rush in muzzles blasting and swords held high.
She keeps a number of bodyguards on her payroll.
Got it.
You'll be going after Katren, the Firebrand's resident wizard. Rumor has it she was once an apprentice to Arkemir before turning pirate.
Okay.
Last I heard, Katren and her sundry little minions could be found lazing about the sacred stair here in Neketaka at night. No idea where she disappears off to during the day.
Who's the last target?
I have a challenge for you, my friend. And his name is Torkar, leader of the Firebrand's boarding parties. He's an ogre, with a reputation for cleverness and cruelty both.
Okay.
I've even heard tell it was Torkar who was behind the Firebrand's most successful tactics, not Henkwa.
Alright.
Torkar was last seen at Lifte's refuge here in Dunwich. They're set on joining a crew, or assembling his own. I trust you won't let that happen.
Okay. Farewell.
Happy hunting.
Did you hear? The gilded kestrel was lost at sea.
From Goldfinch Fleet? Impossible.
Okay. Let's go kill that guy. Since he's apparently right fucking here.
You're right. He does do that with his hands.
Fie, 'tis roughing his precious spelling book that scares the lad. Or maybe 'tis notching his wee finger.
You gotta stop. My sides hurt. Oh, I miss this.
Surely you've spied how he's always brushing himself. He won't say, but he's afeard of seagull shit.
Aw, Isilmir. You're so cool. I'm glad you still exist. Oh.
Have a pity and toss me a pyre, will you?
How would you feel about playing the part of Aethys on stage?
What? I'm no actor. And besides, I can't barely see nothing as it is.
Just need to speak a few lines, stand there and look intimidating.
Intimidating I can do. Reciting a bunch of namby-pamby lines is going to be the trickier part, but I'm game to try.
He sighs as he straightens his spine, standing even taller to tower over you.
Turn me in the right direction, and I'll make me way to the Radiant Court.
Alright. There we are. Excuse? How did that happen?
Puny. Too puny to join my crew.
Arms crossed, the hulking ogre looks you over from head to toe. He spits at your feet, unimpressed.
Go away. Be gone. Scram.
There's a bounty on you.
It is kind of you to announce yourself to me, bounty hunter. It will be just as kind of you to die by my hand.
There's a walloping.
Oh, did I kill that innocent? Who the fuck was that?
Yes?
Baker's own power, huh? Well, my power now. Before I head there, they said there's some sort of wizard here. ID performance. Paranoia.
If you're enjoying my performance, tips are welcome but not required. Thank you, loyal patron.
Voice monotone. The wizard examines her nails as she speaks. Hands on her hips, she cocks her head and waits for you to speak. Calandra needs you for her play.
I'd be happy to go back working for her, except I owe Harker over there a good deal of money.
She jerks her head down. She jerks her head toward the far end of the bar.
Stupid dice went cold at the wrong time. Until I pay him what I owe, 700 pyres, I'm not going anywhere.
I'll see what I can do.
Sure, it's worth a try, I guess. You must really want to see Calandra's play. Well, I won't stop you from helping me out.
Farewell.
What can I do for you?
Oh, I don't have like an option to like do him a favor or anything? I literally just have to pay him? That's kind of anticlimactic. I want to pay off Tyrna's debt.
Got to you, did she? The woman can spot a soft-hearted mark from 50 paces. Like a sixth sense or something. Remarkable.
He notes you conspiratorially, as if you didn't just imply you were a sucker easily parted from your money.
Here's the thing, though. It's more profitable for me to keep her under my thumb, so, sweet as your offer is, you can keep your money. Unless there's something else you need, I think we're done here.
He turns away and begins fiddling with something beneath the bar. As he does, you spy a red-handled pistol stuffed in the bands of his breeches. Will you take something else in exchange for her freedom?
If I wanted something else, I'd have asked for it.
Boring. What if I double the money?
Look at you, big spender. Word of caution now. You don't want to look too desperate around here. Pirates can sniff that out easy as stink on fish.
He winks.
Tyrna's free to go.
I must say, our adventures together have been a welcome change of pace.
Thanks, Aloth. I appreciate your company, too.
When we first met in the Deerwood, you were struggling for your sanity. Now you're fighting for your soul.
He pauses.
I can't imagine the weight of that burden. And yet you've borne it, and more remarkably.
Things have gotten dire, but I won't let that get me down.
That's precisely what I mean.
His expression brightens with sudden emotion.
The gods have sent you after Aethys, and every power of note in Deadfire has their own plans for you.
He tilts his head.
That puts you in a position of incredible influence. I've known you to be a person of rare kindness,
He gives you a warm smile.
Still, I'm pleased to see that you don't take your responsibilities lightly.
Circumstances put me in a position to help others.
If only more people thought as you do.
He sighs.
I hope you'll remember this in the days to come.
He gives you a thoughtful nod.
Endless thanks for taking care of my debt. See you at the play.
Okay. Several brutish-looking thugs emerge from nearby alleys. I wonder what they could want. What could they possibly be after?
Well, well. If it isn't Arca's new business partner. That's quite a lot of coin you two exchanged.
Arthur's dead? Why would I say that? It was a one-time deal.
Right. We all know Arca's been itching to come out of retirement and claim a bigger slice of dunnage for himself. Eyeing a seat on a council, I bet he is.
Okay.
Think I'll send him your head. As a reminder to stick to selling grog and flea-infested beds.
Alright, well... to quote a video from... like 2005, it's time to die for you.
Spot on.
Stop it. Stab him. All right. That's that settled. How much more damage do I gotta do? Okay, I'm halfway there. Almost exactly halfway there. Cool ass sword. And so we move on, as if nothing happened.
Thanks muchly for bringing Taerna back to us. Her storm and weather spells will really strike an atmosphere for the play. And now that we've got a real big brute for Aethys, we can put on a proper play. Stick around for the performance. I think you'll be plenty pleased.
She spreads her hands as if she's about to take a bow, but instead snaps her fingers together and the stage darkens behind her, signaling the start of the show.
Ladies and gentle pirates, and rapscallions too, you are in for the truest of mental treats. Without further ado, I present the Green Menace. Let us begin with our valiant new blood crews. The Lusty Rudder and Fortune's Folly. Two ships adrift at sea for weeks and weeks on a venture most daring.
Piracy.
In search of the uncharted islands.
Okay.
Woe and torture. Months at sea with no treasure to show for it.
I like
You're
the ship
sure
hats.
These uncharted islands exist, Captain.
The ship
We
hats
ain't
are very
seen land
good.
for days.
Were they easy to find, they'd be called the Chartered Islands, wouldn't they? If you're thinking to mutiny.
Land ho! Land ho! Got a lumpy-looking island coming on the horizon.
That's no island. That be the Green Menace. We are doomed for sure.
Souls and gold and glory, you will give these to me. For I am a god among gods, and a true menace upon the seas. Souls and gold and glory. Blame the dawn stars, for they have summoned me. And now, I must feed.
Twill be the end for us, it will. Oh, Andra, take me now.
Damn. Dramatic.
And that's the story of how Aethys sank a fleet of our best tars. Like the floating hangman, you see the Green Menace coming, you sail the other way. Thank you. Donations and gratuity are greatly appreciated.
They
It's
love
supposed
us,
to be a
do you think?
comedy.
They goddamned loved us thanks to you.
Cool. I made a profit of 100 monies.
I welcome your return.
Desserol gives you a warm smile. I killed Torkar.
I'd say it's a shame to have lost such a brilliant mind, but Torkar didn't give you any choice. That's one down. Just 3 left to go. If you're still game.
Though her smile is sunny, it doesn't quite match the look in her eyes. You know, it sounds like you've got a grudge against the Firebrand's crew.
It's nothing personal. The crew earned their reputation through murder and thievery, and it would make me sick to see them regain an ounce of their power.
Isn't that just what pirates are about? She tries for a nonchalant shrug, but it comes off looking like she's got a sore shoulder instead. As she speaks, Desserol removes a small solenoid from her pocket and polishes the surface with the corner of her shirt. Her features soften like she's revisiting an old memory. Then she stuffs the coin back in her pocket with an audible sigh. You're not telling me everything.
You've a keen eye, my friend. I reserve a bit of the Firebrand story for myself, and you'll excuse me if I don't plan to share it. Let's keep business strictly business, huh?
Fair enough. Level up. Let's do diplomacy and mechanics. I constantly need to lockpick and disable traps. Like an ability for one class. Charming enemies. Revives allies is good. But ogres. 2 fearsome ogres would be good as well. But I've already got like 2 summon things. Having a revive would be good. Let's go with a flail. A deer. learn more about explosives, I guess. And survival. And then learn more about, oh, sorry. Resist hostile spells, increase the amount of damage by crits. Oh, you get 2 abilities. Let's resist hostile spells. Knock dudes prone. No, the shield thing. Learn about axes. And now Shodi. Alchemy, sure. Alchemy and history. Pillar of Holy Fire sounds like it fucks. Resist hostile spells. Extraplanar ally? That sounds good as hell. You can learn about flails too. Everybody learns about flails. God, Aloth, that mask is so fucking silly. I don't even remember what it does. Just know that I love it. I love it for him. Okay, hostile spells. Okay. And this dude just... he owns it. You know he's going commando. You know there's nothing under there. Survival. And... sleight of hand. No? Mechanics. That'll buff the party. Hurt better. Reading all of the spells. You can learn about a flail. Alright, now everyone's level up. What level is everyone? 11?
Yes?
Damn, we're powerful. Alright, I'll leave by sea. Done with this place. This place kinda sucked. Seems important, Miss Captain Aldous. Hello, lovesome. Well, I'm disappointed you've yet to come see me. I do understand. My little sirens tell me you've been quite busy bloodying the Deadfire, which I can certainly appreciate. Perhaps my first missive to you was merely lost at sea. Either way, I hear you've got a deal. Another one? Really? Going on with Ferrante to muck about with his mess on Crooksford Island? Before you go sailing into that cockroach spitting, come have a chat with me, will you? I've got a proposition for you I think you'll find wickedly enticing. I've reserved our finest berth for the Defiant at Fort Deadline Stocks. Your most ruthless but truthful friend, in possibility you should you choose, Captain Aldous. P.S. Be a dear and bring me some candied nuts, eh? Sure, let's go there. Uneventful travel. Kinda disappointing.
You're the captain who Aldi's invited to parley, ain't you? I'm to keep an eye out.
He taps a finger beneath the one eye that isn't covered by a black patch.
It's so I can provide you an escort when you arrive.
Lead on.
Right this way, Captain. It's my pleasure to show our honoured guest around. Aye, it sure is.
Okay. Hello?
You must be Captain. Glad you could make it, Lovesome.
The battle-hardened captain rubs the underside of her chin as she regards you pleasantly. Her mist-colored eyes, one raven wing black, the other an icy blue, row up and down your face.
Like what you see?
Golden sullynet gleams from against the scarred skin of her chest. When you notice it, she flips it to reveal a mark of status on the other side.
The mark on this side. It means I'm the second highest rank on the Council of Captains. I'm but one chair below that cockrot Ferrante.
She grins.
Now, I know I offered you a full parley, but I'm a pirate, which means I'm loyal to my crew. But otherwise, I lie whenever it benefits me. You killed my fourth chair, and a damn good friend. A part of me might be impressed, but a part of me wants to flay the skin from your face. Understand? If you've an explanation, I'd advise you to give it up real quick.
Despite the violence swirling around her words, she purses her lips, eager for your answer. Can't fault me for defending myself.
Oh, but I can. Being the captain of an entire fleet means you can do whatever the blast you'd like.
She lifts her chin, black and blue eyes boring into you, but a hard-edged smile, quirks up her lips.
You cut off my right hand. How do you plan to replace it?
I don't.
Oh, I do like you. Good answer, Captain. I admire a woman who doesn't back down. You've got guts, and not just smattered in your hair. Now with that out of the way, I'd like to make you a deal. Forgive me for dragging you all this way, but I find the proposition of a partnership best works in person. Me and mine within the Principe would make for powerful allies on your side. But would you give us loyalty in return? That I'd like to know.
Of course, if we formed a partnership.
Suppose we've to give each other a test. Make sure it's a good fit. Say you wanted to entice an alliance of like-minded captains. You might start by aiding one of my best in Nekataka. She smuggles through the Undercroft. Goes by the name of Mad Morena, she does. And let me tell you, Dove, she's earned the moniker.
I'll consider it.
You've a bright future ahead of you, Watcher. See that you don't tarnish it by flying the wrong pirate's flag. Out with the stale and in with the new, eh? I know you've met with Ferrante. That you may even be working for him. That pribbling cock-rot.
With a flick of her fingers, the captain swipes a goblet of God's Killer rum off her desk. She takes a long swig before pointing at you.
But that doesn't mean you can't partner with me instead. Don't do anything to let him catch on. Just keep me appraised of certain future events as they shape up.
Want me to spy for you?
How clever you are.
She waggles her brow cheekily over her miscolored eyes.
No need to commit to it now. You just think on it the next time you're toiling for a man who'd happily gut you. After you've done his bidding, given half the chance. When the time's right, we'll set our strategy. But what can I do, you lovesome?
What did you want to meet about?
I've got a problem, Watcher. And I think you're just the captain to solve it. Me and Ferrante don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. Not least of which is the future of the Principe. We got few rules amongst us new bloods. But one of them is that you live free. We steal and we might murder, but if you pledge to us, you're our blood, our family.
Okay.
Now, if I were to act in direct opposition to Ferrante, he'd use it to call a vote of the Council of Captains. He'd see me swinging by the neck. But no one's got a leash on you. Which means if you were to, perchance, free the slaves at Crookspur, Ferrante couldn't do piss all about it. No one deserves to be enslaved by another. Understand? I'm asking you to sail to Crookspur to meet with one of mine. She's hiding within their midst, and will have insider information on the slavers.
I find your pirate.
She'll find you, lovesome. You'll know her by her scar. It's a ghastly sight.
What can you tell me about the slavers?
I know they base their operations in the Deadfire out of Crookspur. I know they're small but ruthless, and they've run into problems shipping around the islands.
How's Ferrante connected with them?
I've only suppositions to offer you, lovesome. But I'd bet my swollen-et Ferrante is attempting to gain standing with someone other than the slavers. Aiding the slavers is small fry for a captain like Ferrante. It wouldn't pay well enough to be worth the investment. No, he's got ulterior motives, mark my words.
I'll go there.
Find me when you've freed those slaves. I'll make it worth your while. Captain?
Later. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. What? Why is it considered sneaky? Just want to leave. Alright, so I've got one quest to help slavers and another in direct opposition of that. I wonder which one I'm gonna do. The answer is not the slaver one. I might not do either, but I'm definitely not gonna do the slave one. That helps slaves? Or that helps slavers? That helps make people slaves? That one seems, bad. How's my fucking reputation with the Prince of Bean? Three, huh? Wild. Got a reputation for being benevolent, for passionate, honest, diplomatic. Spy. God damn it, tonight. But you're injured? How'd you get injured? That's right, we got in like a ship battle. Damn it. I thought my one person injured was already being taken care of. Where do I want to go? Quaro, Runga. Where are any of these? No. Merchant. Rock Stomper Rodel. What about quests? I've got a bunch of shit to do at Nakataka. There were like 7 different bounties and I'm supposed to like meet with the queen or whatever. Meet with pirates and whatever else. A fog rolls in. Uh-oh. Out of nowhere, a heavy fog rolls out over the ocean, so dense that you cannot see more than a dozen feet from your ship. The fog's arrival, the winds die, the waves calm, and the Defiant is left aimlessly drifting. The only sounds those of the hull groaning as if in dread of what's to come. Eerie green lights pierce through the fog as the silhouette of a massive galleon approaches. Black sails, though tattered and rotting, catch in the otherworldly wind, slicing the ship forward at a rapid pace. The captain, a skeleton outfitted in tarnished armor with glowering eyes, surveys you from the quarterdeck of the decaying galleon. She wraps two fleshless fingers against her chest before pointing right at you. What the goddess of death has marked, I will leave untouched. She nods solemnly once, then with a tilt of her skull steers the ship away. As the floating hangman turns, several undead sailors shamble across the deck, hungry for a look at your crew. They scratch at the chipped and rotted railing, heads rolling on their exposed spines. The ship disappears back into the fog. A few minutes pass before the fog fully dissipates and the winds pick back up, rustling your sails. The sea is clear, empty. The other ship is nowhere to be found. Well then. That's certainly something. Jeez. Crack, crack my fingers. Crack, crack my toes. Crack, crack all my bones. Every bone needs to crack. Serpent's Crown. Foxborough Island. Secret Stair. Night. Southwest of Songo. Queen's Birth. That's where I am now, right? Where the fuck is this guy? Hello, I'm looking for an imp. Calls himself Lord Grand Imp or some shit. Here to own him completely and like take his head, apparently. Guard. Aye, you.
Avast, ground filth! Why disturb Lord Admiral, eh?
The imp glances left and right with evident anxiety.
Not doing anything wrong. Go away.
The Zarps flanking the imp chitter to themselves and glance around the district. You wouldn't be trying to steal a boat, would you?
Boat? Lord Admiral has fleet. Blast filthy ground stink city. Start with you, eh?
The pitch of the imp's voice begins to turn heads.
Get her, cullies!
The imp points at you and screeches at the top of its lungs. Guess I should take out my sword. Even though these guys don't count as kith. Got the head of an imp. What does one do with the head of an imp? Take it to the imp store. Get a return. Say you got a defective imp. My water tastes funny. Here's someone call out for your attention. You're wandering through the streets when a man approaches you, cutting through the crowd. You've never seen him, but the look in his eyes suggests that he recognizes you. Watcher, let me through! A meadowfolk emerges from the crowd, red-faced and wild-haired. He pays no mind to the irritated pedestrians glowering at him. His bright eyes are fixed on you. You're looking fervent as ever, Latharn. Shodi juts her chin in brusque greeting. In response, the missionary puffs out a breath. Deer seems pleased. Suppose that was a compliment coming from you. Indeed, I strive to follow the light and godliness. Of course it was. I mean, why wouldn't it be? Shodi's words speak to innocence, but her grin is too rough, too wolfish. Then allow me to return the gesture. I'd say you seem darker than usual, Harvester. It shrouds you, all that death and heresy. Reckon I'll hold my tongue from now on. Shodi immediately bristles. Ignoring her hard scowl, Latharn resettles his gaze on you. You're the one what saw the miracle when Aethys rose at Cape Nua. Awe and conviction quiver in his voice. It depends on who's asking. Is marked as benevolent? I thought that'd be like shrewd or something. You must be Latharn. You left Sangor just before Aethys arrived. I knew it. Our paths were meant to cross. Our people talk highly of you. It's no wonder Aethys chose you to witness his return. That's why I'm hoping you can help. The tiniest flicker of doubt dances across his face. He banishes it with a deep breath and launches into his tale. I've been having strange dreams. A wheel that spins and spins. An orchard of koiki trees, each grown from a fallen fruit of the last. He scratches his whiskered chin. Then the spokes of the wheel break apart. The tree stops growing. Fruit falls and rots until the ground is covered with festering, stinking pulp. There must be a meaning behind this. That's what I fear. He pauses, working anxiously at the hem of his tunic. You've been touched by the gods, born with their mark. I've got to think you of all people can understand what this means. Besides, he gnaws at his lip. In these dreams, I also see you at the center of the wheel, in the middle of the orchard. You were there when Aethys rose, and you seem to follow every place he's been. He works his mouth into a fretful pout as he gets to the crux of his concerns. Aethys is always meant rebirth and redemption. But so much death follows in his wake, both in the Saints' War and now here, again. His eyes wide and full of questions. Is this what I sound like? Idir gives you a guilty grimace. He turns towards Latharn. Friend, I'd love to buy you a drink if it'd help. He He shakes his head, the anxiety mounting in his eyes. I need to know what this means, please. There are no easy answers. My people followed Aethys to war once. I wonder sometimes if we failed him when we lost, or if we did that the moment we laid hand to blade. Please, you've seen more than anyone. You've got to have some idea what it all means, how we can make sense of it. Wow, there's a lot of stuff. And I yawn, because I have sleepy bitch disease. I can't spawn. Rely on custom. I don't know what it means, but I trust there's a higher purpose. The gods must answer for their crimes. Gods aren't the only means of greater understanding. Faith in your way of life has kept people through war and famine. I do hate Aethys, so I'm tempted to go with 4. I'm tempted to go with 4 and be like, hey, he did a lot of murder and needs to be held accountable to that. But I feel like this guy won't like that answer. I'm between 4 and 7, so I'm gonna flip a coin. 7 it is. Dawnstars have survived because of the community they formed. You don't need Aethys for that. Never thought of it that way. Kadir seems pleased. Jodi's eyes gleam with dark amusement. Lather nods, letting it sink in. I won't keep you, but you've given me a lot to think about. Thank you. He turns away and allows himself to melt into the crowd. Now back to what I was doing. Doody-doody-doo.
I don't know how you and the Watchers sleep, carrying all those souls around.
Well, I do sleep better when the Watcher's around. That's for sure.
Does it suddenly feel warm in here to you?
Oh yeah, I'm dating Jodi, aren't I? That happened, didn't it? Yeah. Actually, thank you for the sub! And welcome, BJ. Burn Book of the Law. Apparently it's growing hot in my hand, so I'll read it. How my siblings preened and postured after the events at Hasango, but came no closer to consensus. I cannot stomach such disorder. You didn't need to reignite the Aldra Lighthouse. Aethys had already gone. You could have tracked him to his next location. But you opted to help the colony instead. Why? Time. Thank you for the money! Oh, damn. How's it going? How you doing? I'm still upset that it says that you've got a 5-month streak when you absolutely still have that 17-month streak. Like, it absolutely, totally dropped 1 month randomly. Rabotai deserve to have their lighthouse back. Now you see what can happen when mortals assemble to meet a crisis head-on. Collaboration on that scale is rare, but also unreliable. My more compassionate, optimistic siblings are no doubt overjoyed, thinking they've somehow gotten the better of me. How wrong they are. So you killed the upstart pirate and put an end to his delusions of grandeur. Bravo. I thought I might chide you for slaying a ruthless and effective leader, but something about the righteous vengeance always brings a smile to my face.
If you desire answers, look no further. I have several.
How was that last bit not voiced? Tell me about this enlightened society you once wanted. You're curious to know more? Excellent. You have but to ask. Why do the other gods tolerate your opposition? Opposition can take many forms. If a church embraces and weaponizes my doctrine, that is very different from me rampaging as a titan. Aethys is not known for subtlety. Twice now he's contaminated the purity of our experiment, and done so with extravagant displays that undermined our authority. Call what Theos did subtle? His approach was sophisticated and direct. I owe you no explanations on the matter. Besides, you are not worthy to speak his name. I am the counterpart to the soft-hearted. It makes no difference if mortals pass some arbitrary test. My mind is settled on the matter. Regardless of my feelings, the timing of this crisis forces us to accelerate our schedule. Final judgment comes sooner than any of us would prefer. What happens if someone proves you wrong? If our pantheon found that mortals had cultivated a perfect, lawful system to maturity, I would not voice a word in protest. I would merely stand aside and await the inevitable collapse. Mortals need us. I know this as well as I know myself. Even a lawful and responsible society would be poised to collapse as long as its architects and strongest adherents were mortal. Any satisfaction that my siblings derived from their little experiment would be short-lived. It would fall to me to clean up after their mess. The mess in this case being mortal freedom. Freedom is an unachievable illusion, heralded by the soft of heart. Only those who find satisfaction in captivity are truly free. Make no mistake, Watcher, in this, I cannot be proven wrong. We'll speak again.
Wotica nods stiffly. You feel her presence drift as a breeze, rustling as it goes.
Good talk. Do. Time to go kill a lady pirate who apparently has a house. Yeah, there's definitely something up with my water. Tastes like iron. Tastes like blood.
For what do you enter my home uninvited? This is my estate, not a beachside hut.
I'm here for the bounty on your head.
You invite this information so freely. Is it your first time?
Gritting her teeth, she advances. No, I've collected bounties several times. For some reason, I always announce it, though.
Oh, good.
That's it!
Damn, only 14 damage? 37! 34, there we go. That's some good damage. Come on. Damn, I'm getting owned. Shodi, heal me, please. Everyone dunk on this fucking wizard.
I'll be more than half handy, alright?
How much I got? Ooh, nice. I got like 200 damage there. Ooh. The effects of white leaf after a rest? And the effects of white leaf being? Guess I could look up drugs. White leaf? Hey, that ain't bad. That ain't bad. What's your thing do? That's better. Sure. Sure. Why not?
Great fetching.
I want something else to drink now, but I'm all out of sody pop.
Look at that little bear belly.
Oh wait, I should go up to the palace. Because I'm supposed to speak with the queen or whatever. See what she's got to say. Be like, hey, Queenie, what up? Queenie's too stubborn.
My brothers and sisters have set sail for Neketaka.
I thought the tribes needed them to calm the weather.
A greater storm surrounds this place. We must answer the call of the Kahanga. If the outsiders do not trample us first, the green...
Alright. Did I enter the wrong fucking way? Yes.
Akira, but I hear whispers that you visited the Hazanui's Adra lighthouse and survived.
Aruhi smiles, stroking his chin.
Too much has happened for you to waste words with the royal brother. From now on, you work with Onikaza as an honored guest of her rooftop garden. Only, be kind to her cats.
Farewell. Okay. Mechanism controls the door is unclear. The plate does not budge under your fingers. Didn't realize that was a door. Thought it was just a cool thing on a wall. So I head to the rooftop. Loading, loading, loading forever. Pretty. What's the light dart through this winding streams of water like schools of fish? Elder Tiger. Queen Onikaza II.
It is high time we spoke away from the exhaustive filter of the court.
Queen has affected a far more relaxed posture. A pair of tigers lounge indolently beside her seat.
My children, Kahopa and Tangaloa. It is to them that I answer when dignitaries do not pound at my door.
She pats the heads of the massive tigers, smiling as they lean into the gesture.
I think I speak for all of us when I say we'd be honored to pet your children.
It's all the same, I'll keep my distance.
Akira, as you will.
She eases back in her chair.
My brother speaks of your journey from Otare Okozi. Mostly, he mourns the loss of his expedition.
Onikaza looks at the city and sighs through her nose.
Scholars pore over your findings as if a charcoal rubbing could build a bridge to Ukaizo. I have learned to restrain my optimism. A messenger from the jaws of Tangaloa speaks with the voice of wisdom and change, I say.
She raises her brow at you.
It is fitting that yours should be the voice that tells of Hasongo's fate. What did you see there?
Some Naga occupied the colony after Aethys drained the Adra. I let them live.
The snakes are on edge. Where comes this new boldness?
Onikaza thumbs her chin and narrows her eyes.
Far be it for me to complain if they make trouble for outsiders.
There's a weariness to her thoughts that she doesn't bother to hide.
What of Aethys? If you know why he terrorizes the Deadfire, speak on.
He makes for Mogren's teeth, but I believe that is only a waypoint. Tapping her chin, Onikaza nods and weighs the matter. At length, her even expression spreads to a pleased and knowing smile.
If Aethys makes for Magren's teeth, I say the Rathun will grind him to dust for the praise of their warrior matron.
Her brow rises with interest.
Even if they fail, it will be an enemy cleared from my plate. This is the gratitude of Nagati, I say.
Rathun?
The fiery children of Magren devoted to their mother with a fanatic zeal. Bothersome, but the least of my troubles now. From Port Mage to Hasongo to Magren's teeth, Aethys follows a rich vein of Adra. It takes him northeast to more interesting territory. In the deepest memory of the tribes, we have told stories of Magren's teeth. Embellished sailors' fables, Akira, but not without some truth.
Let's let me see if my other fucking water bottle is also poison. Nope, that also tastes like iron. Shit.
My people speak of treacherous seas, lakes of fire, and the ancient warriors hammered to life on Magren's anvil.
Onikaza props her chin on her fists and looks you up and down.
Ashen Maw is the grandest and most accessible of the peaks. It is the sharpest tooth in Magren's jaw. Prepare yourself for a fight.
Any chance of support ships to accompany the Defiant?
Akira, would that our resources were not so entangled in other parts. I cannot send ships to Magren's teeth any more than I would send paper dolls to a furnace.
She arches her fingers together, staring intently at the point of space where they meet.
If you make preparations in Nekataka, I say we can help each other.
She sits up straighter and regards you with a level expression.
I must keep the city's peace, and I have only so many arms and eyes. While the Deadfire screams, I would see Nekataka outlast the storm to come.
No desire to help the Wana. Fuck you. What do you need from me?
What I need is a lasting peace that will outlive my dynasty. But I will accept peace of mind for now. What do you know of my water shapers, Herald of Bareth?
Onikaza leans forward and rests her chin on her fist. They're keepers of ancient Huana tradition.
Akira, and a heavy burden it is for so few to carry. My water shapers are the levy holding back Rawatai's advance. An adept standing at the prow of a war canoe is enough to send the fleet scrambling for the shallows.
She eases back, languid and satisfied.
This reminds me. I owe the Hazanui a basket of koiki in remembrance of the Battle of Nakaro Atoll.
Sending your enemies a warning?
The voices of the dead echo through Tangaloa's mouth, wailing of their missteps in life. I merely ask the Hazanui to listen. While the problems of Aethys and overindulgent admirals plague these waters, I have summoned the masters of water shaping to Nekataka. Now would be the time to confer with Guildmaster Myru, but she does not answer my summons.
Do you think something is wrong?
It is too early to grow a forest from this coconut, but I would not.
That's what I'm always saying.
At ease.
Always saying, don't. You can't just grow a forest from this coconut. That's my motto. Stop trying to grow a forest from that coconut. It ain't gonna happen.
The guild can suffer no setbacks. If Myru shirks her duties, her queen would know the reason.
She stares off into the distance and sighs, her gaze unfixed.
Nagati, do not abandon us now.
Onikaza turns her gaze back to you and flinches. This was not a thought she intended to share. Okay, where is she? Stray cat. Plus 15% healing then. It's a good ass cat. Hey, you have a name. Didn't ask for your life story, dude. Find a young man with long blonde hair drawn back in a simple club. His clothes are spare but well tailored, and his armor a fine brigandine in blue and silver, polished to a shine. He leans casually to one side, a clean hand on his hip, and sighs, bored. His eyes light up when he sees you.
Hello there. Come to have a word? I don't bite, I promise. Yes?
Tell me about yourself. Apparently I am asking his life story.
Gladly, my friend. Gladly. And how kind of you to ask.
He clears his throat with a theatrical wave of his hand.
I am the youngest son of a noble house. Now, don't make that face. Poor, desperate fool, you must be thinking. Well, waste not your sympathies on me. Truly, I consider it a boon rather than a punishment. All the comfort and none of the responsibility. What's not to like about that?
What are you doing in the Deadfire then?
What else brings faraway travelers to the archipelago? Adventure. I've nursed a great love for heroic tales since my boyhood. As I was loafing about my father's estate, I thought, well, Gervard, isn't it time you made a name for yourself as well? So here I am. And though I dare say I'm little use in a fistfight, I can do a fair bit of magic and draw a lovely map. So I've taken to charting the interior wilderness of the Deadfire's larger islands.
Sounds dangerous in its own right.
Ah, but it's worth it for the stories I'll one day have to tell. But truly, if I could only inspire others as I myself have been inspired by those old tales, why, it would be marvelous.
This is just Tyrion Darrington from Critical Role.
Anyway, enough of my prattling. Surely you've other things to do.
Can you teach me what you've learned in your adventures?
Oh, it would be my absolute pleasure. For a price, of course. 3,000 copper?
Sure.
Very well.
Pockets the money with an easy smile. Pulls a collection of small maps from his pack and tells you the stories of the islands as he understands them. Who has lived there and for how long, and what beasts haunt the shadowed glades. Takes out his grimoire and shares some unusual magical knowledge he's picked up on his travels. At last, he stuffs the maps away, closes his grimoire with a snap, and bids you farewell. Okay, can I... This place sucked. Okay, let's go down this way. And since it's night, we can go murder what's their fuck. While we're there, we can talk to Woozy Wuzzles about Adir's friend. Yeah, that'll be good. South exit. Yeah. Can't believe I forgot that I'm dating Shodi. What an important thing to forget. I didn't even know you could date in this game.
Incense? Offerings for the temple?
Where's this person? Handclad construct. It's probably you then, huh?
Bleeding me dry. All I needed was a few damn components.
The woman mutters to herself, glancing resentfully between the constructs that surround her. What are you doing here?
What? I haven't the time necessary to illuminate you. Be on your way.
Katrin, I assume? Say your farewells.
Oh, not this again. There's a dozen of you fools in every city.
Cool. I'm already using the secondary.
Just like that.
Stab.
Hit me again and I'll hit you back.
That's not very helpful.
Oh, good.
Okay. How much did that get me? Ooh. Like 500 to go. Let's go with this one, since I'm already at it.
Me and you are about to mix.
There's a walloping.
You need to back away from the fight, people. Doing.
Need something stronger.
Constructs, don't you get it? Your master's dead. Chill out. Chill out and die. Or die, actually. Either or. It's definitely a... I've definitely killed civilians here. Huh? Oh god, you find a man of middle years inspecting a metal tool unlike any you've seen. He has several similarly strange items on his belt, quite clean and orderly. Look like tools one might use to pull a tooth or a shoe, or shoe a horse, but much more delicate. He wears pristine cream-colored clothes. The muzzle of an arquebus is visible just over his shoulder. His eyes brighten when he notices you. Man's robes shimmer with a faint trace of arcane energy. Glyphs stitched into the hems and sleeves seem to be the source of the effect.
A good day, traveler. I see you've taken an eye to my instruments. If you've any interest in the medical sciences, you need only ask. Well then, questions?
Farewell.
Watch your step.
I don't want to hear your life story. You can't make me. Alright, to the Temple of Dawn. Let's talk to Ogre, Agni, something like that. Ogrin. Agni. I got it right the second time. Oh, this woman's unceasing smile and direct, violating gaze give the strong impression of someone selling something.
Light of Aethys be upon you.
Barrett said you could tell us about the partisans of the lighted path.
Your friend guided you truly. Gadarian Bosch has honored me with the duty of helping his message reach all of the faithful. We answer the Shining God's call. He shows us the way and we march in his wake. Already the Vanguard prepares to make its journey, with more soon to follow.
Your journey sounds dangerous.
The Shining God demands total commitment from his followers. What good is a soldier who is not willing to make the ultimate sacrifice for her cause? To walk the lighted path, one must be willing to never turn back.
Who are the Vanguard?
Gadarian Bosch leads the Vanguard. They are the most righteous of the partisans. They will be the first to join the ranks of Aethys, the first to charge at his call.
Adir leans in toward you.
Baron said something about the Vanguard. You don't think he's that dumb, do you?
Agni's eyes shift momentarily to Adir, then back to you. She says nothing, merely re-raising her smile. How would you join up with Aethys? Chase him in a boat?
Yes, in fact. We will follow him along the lighted path. When the time is right, he will welcome our souls into his legion. Gadarian Bosch has seen it.
Just your souls, then? Not your bodies?
Do you have a list of people in the Vanguard? We would like to see if our friend is among them.
The Vanguard know their own, and Gadarian Bosch knows them. Beyond that, we keep such information private.
Adir turns his head away to hide a look of exasperation. Then it shifts, his eyes suddenly hopeful. He looks back at Agni.
If they know their own, what do you think they'd say to a couple new members? Can we be in the Vanguard too?
I'm afraid you cannot. The Vanguard is reserved for the most faithful among us. You have not even joined the partisans.
That I've only just learned of the partisans as circumstance, not a measure of faith.
How right you are. Forgive me. I did not mean to cast doubt on your character. Unfortunately, even if I were to initiate you right now into our order, it would be too late to join the Vanguard. Their ship is docked right now in Nekataka, and set to depart at any moment.
Adir looks at you with wide eyes.
You think he could be on it? If he left right after we did, we gotta go.
They won't take you, but there will be more ships to follow. Stay and learn about the partisans of the lighted path, and I'll see that there is room for you.
That's a real nice offer. We'll think about it and get back to you.
Farewell. Agni nods, her expression no different than it was when you arrived. Okay. God, I have so many quests. Stop showing completed quests. There's too many. Riki's Overlook. Water Shapers Guild. Sleepy time guild.
Ah! Look! A monster!
Wait for me!
Freaky's over. Water Shaper's Guild. It's locked. That's ominous. Oh, where's the Water Shaper's Guild? Water Shaper's Guild.
Told me never be riling up the snake folk. Suppose this be why.
Well, this is bad. Maybe I shouldn't have let the Naga get away. Is that an option I had? Could I have not done that?
Go no further. There is a situation in the guild hall.
The Water Shaper glances over his shoulder, his chest rising and falling with deep breaths.
All is under control, I say. But the building is closed until Myru cleans up the mess below.
He thumbs over to the blocked stairwell. Onikaza sent me to speak with Myru. What is happening?
Nothing beyond the likes of us, I say.
His exhaustion breaks under a proud grin.
Naga swam in from the waterways of our sanctum. We pressed back until they fled underground. Then Myru gathered her forces for a stand at Pariki's tomb. I am to guard the staircase, while she routs the last of them. Kira, but Myru is fierce for her years.
He grimaces as another deep rumble shakes the earth under your feet. Why haven't you summoned help from the Queen?
We are water shapers. Onikaza knows we can walk over a few snakes. Myru, though, I say she would not turn down reinforcements.
He eyes you up and down, nodding as the idea takes root. Hope Myru leaves something for me.
Ha! I say you will have to run fast. She could cut through Naga like a harpoon through blubber. I will remain and dispatch any snakes who slither past you. Good hunting.
Akinu nods and touches his brow.
Myru forbade me from following her, but I say Ngati would not want me to miss this.
Blue-skinned Huano thumbs his chin and winks at you. I'll take all the help I can get.
Then let us be off. Ngati's chosen will bring his foot down on the back of every wriggling snake. Lead on.
He nods toward the stairwell. Druid could be cool. Wild Strike Freeze, Wild Strike Shock, Wild Strike Corrode. What does that mean? And Spirit Shifted. Spirit Shift Shark. He becomes a shark, huh? I don't know how much use a shark is going to be when most of my fights are on land. Unless he's a land shark. Is he a land shark? Do I want... Yeah, I could use another chanter. Chanters are cool. Shit, can I unequip? Oh, damn it. Oh well. I'll use him later. Yes. I want to use him now. Ship management, party management. High behavior. Not ship management. Oh well, I guess.
Ain't set he's got regulations against this sort of play? No?
The stone door is sealed shut. A few engraved symbols stand out amongst the other carvings and inscriptions. Apart from that, you find no evident means of opening the way. Faded inscription is nestled among the elaborate stone carvings. Search for a locking mechanism. Search among the door's ancient carvings. Come to a stone panel that seems to protect an ancient internal mechanism. The panel remains fixed and unmoving. Read the inscription. Guana runes decorate the stone entrance. Gotti would not have gifted her chosen people a watery covenant unless they persisted in deserving it. The sanctum is a covenant of our making. Only the sigil of the covenant and the words of my devotion will open the way. Pariki, master of the guild. Leave.
Be a whole mess of man, Cap. But there be limits.
Perfect.
Get owned, snakes. Free eyeballs.
Now you be right screwed.
Get owned, fools. Guildmaster lifts her gaze to meet yours, her eyes struggling to focus. She's been slashed and stabbed numerous times, and her robes are soaked red with blood.
Too many, even for me.
She sputters on a mouthful of blood, but still manages a red-rimmed smile. We have to get you out of here.
Holding myself together. More important matters.
She clutches a wound across her gut and winces.
The rod of the deep. Ugh, I've lost it. Taken. You'll need to...
Myru coughs, spitting up blood. For every word she struggles to voice, her breath gets progressively shallower.
Find the rod. Get through the stone door by the entrance.
Stop exerting yourself or you'll bleed out.
Don't you think I know how much water I've lost?
She grimaces up at you, color draining from her face.
Wards. Failing. Hurry, before it escapes.
Myra gives you a bleary look as her focus begins to slip away. Escape? What's going to escape?
Pitied Isengati, Lady of Lament, as the pearl orb of the heavens.
She wheezes as she struggles to get the words out. It doesn't sound like she's even addressing you any longer. Guildmaster's eyes glaze over and she falls silent.
The wheel, how it tugs at me. Akira, and how bright you look.
Myra's attention snaps towards the distant speck of light, but she shakes it off to remain in the moment.
At least in death, I can complete a thought.
She grimaces down at her swiftly diminishing body.
My rod and the words of Pariki's devotion will open the way to the inner sanctum, past the sealed door.
Myra closes her eyes and concentrates.
Pitied Isengati, Lady of Lament. As the pearl orb of the heavens crosses her view, her eyes well with tears, as constant as rain. But the moon's skyward journey continues apace, the lover's affection as ephemeral as fingers touching.
Myra opens her eyes again. She nods as her form grows indistinct.
You must strengthen the wards, no matter what it tells you.
Thank you, Myra. Rest well. Her mouth moves again, emitting no sound. As she fades from sight, she raises her hand, pointing towards the entrance of the sanctum. So, is it this rod? They steal a rod? Free stuff, free stuff. Everyone likes free stuff.
Could be a... Right.
I'd be right happy to lug that for you.
Get on! Get fucking exploded. Turned into meat. Rod of the Deep Hunter. Tunnel descends sharply into the murky waters. There's no telling how far into the mountain it goes. This place is smaller than I thought it was gonna be. Thought it was gonna be like a whole fucking dungeon. Instead, it's like 2 rooms. They almost made it out, but they didn't. Everyone get closer. Right up to it.
I shall make it.
Touch the door with the rod of the deep. The door reacts at once. The stone panel shifts aside to reveal a circular dial engraved with symbols. It would appear the locking mechanism requiring a precise combination. Study the symbols. Brushing aside a layer of dust reveals a circular dial of pictograms, so you could not guess the relevance or relation to each other. You recognize the symbols themselves. First is a full moon, its light beaming down on Aora. Second is the Juana symbol of Andred, classically depicted as an anglerfish, inner aspect as Nagati. Next is a pair of hands reaching out to each other, their fingertips just barely making contact. Last is the rain, falling powerfully and inexorably. Begin to manipulate the dial. I don't remember what the fucking... Moon, rain... No, what? Fish, rain, moon, hands. Fish. You're grading mechanical clunk of stone tumbler settling into place. Rain. Same thing. Hands. You hear the clatter of tumblers resetting behind the door. The engravings rotate back to the moon symbol. It doesn't seem like you're unlocking things. No? Pearl orb in the heavens. So is it just... Moon, rain, moon... Hands? Moon. Rain. Moon. Now I'm confused. Moon. Rain. Moon. Clock resets itself. So that's not it. Fish. Rain. Moon. Hands. Rain. Oops. Moon. Rain. Fish. Hands. I'm so fucking confused now. Pearl orb in the heavens. You'd think that would be the moon. Eyes well as tears. Constant rain. Rain. Moon. Skyward journey. Lover's affection is ephemeral as fingers touching. Any description? Words of devotion will open the way. Study the symbols. Full moon. Andra, also known as Nagati. Pair of hands, fingertips gently touching. Rain. To manipulate the dial. Fish. Rain. Pillars of Eternity to Shadow under Nekataka. Okay. Anglerfish. Moon. Rain. Moon. Hands. Okay, see, that I never would have got because the fact that it kicked me out after 4 things made me think that it had to be 4 things. Hear a clattering of and whirring as dial recedes into the door. There's a low rumble as the doorway opens inward, revealing a dark, narrow tunnel beyond. Travel through the passage. The air beyond the passage is humid, reeking of stagnant water and something else, something old, which raises the hairs on the back of your neck. As you take your first steps, an ear-piercing roar rises in volume and echoes down the passage, shaking loose the surrounding rock. Go through anyway. You navigate the dark, narrow tunnel, pressing your shoulders together to fit the passage. Oh! A massive upheaval of water settles. The air thickens with the oppressive humidity. It takes a moment for your eyes to adjust, so you can barely make the shape that breached from the depths.
How in all Aora have they kept it down here?
Well, this would be a great fishing story.
Galloway's feckin' spear. That there be a right bonny beast and a half.
Holy gone, but it's beautiful. And I'll bet smart as a whip and just as mean.
She sucks a sharp breath.
Have you come to deliver me from this prison of my own making?
The dragon flares his nostrils and glares at you. Let me get my bearings first. Who are you?
I am Skirilophus, Guardian of the Isles.
He slaps his tail against the floor.
You ever consider a nickname?
Skirilophus narrows his eyes at a deer.
Just give it some thought, is all I'm saying.
I'm Absentia, Captain of the Defiant.
I would see this vessel of yours someday, but we will return to that. You can only be here for one reason. You serve the Huana.
Your eyes narrow into slits.
This prison is built on a foundation of their lies.
What are you talking about?
You stand in the sanctum of the Water Shapers, those who make parlor tricks of Ngati's art. An art in decline. The Huana Covenant has failed. With each grain of sand surrendered to outsiders, Ngati draws her favor away from her chosen people.
That's just superstition.
The guild hides how their acolytes struggle. Their ancestral forms no longer respond as they once did. Soon, there will be no Water Shapers to remember them. When their mighty talent went into decline, I gave the Huana the strength to raise the very sea against our enemies. For my generosity, they bound me to this chamber by my soul. And now the Deadfire dies in my absence. The luminous Adra shrieks in agony, calling out for a guardian.
Breathe the dragon's soul. Your soul is stuck here? Let me take a look.
You are a watcher. Of all the kith who could have entered this chamber, how intriguing.
Submerging in the dragon's soul feels at first disorienting, like perusing the stacks of a vast library. The energy and vibrancy that should color his soul is gray and worn. From the shadows, a dark and formless thing reaches out to you in desperation. The wards on the stone floor drag the essence down and disperse its energy elsewhere, to the water-shaping students of Nekataka. As it touches you, the weight of the prison is like an anchor. You withdraw from the sensation, feeling shaky and depleted. You're the reason the Water Shapers are so powerful?
The Huana of ages past could have shaped the very Deadfire to their liking. Now their backs have turned against Ngati's covenant. Their art is an echo of its former glory.
The other Water Shapers knew nothing about this?
Clever Pariki twisted the forms of her art. Rather than give obeisance to Ngati, they draw from the wards of this prison.
Dragon shows his teeth, steaming breath rising from between each fang.
None but the masters of the guild ever knew this.
I've looked into your soul, it's true.
Believe what you will. My duty to the archipelago is all that matters. Freedom comes like the tide, and the Deadfire heeds my call. I sense a rod among your belongings.
Skirilophus narrows his eyes and watches you carefully.
My gift to Pariki. My covenant with the Huana. Another broken promise. It made the enchantments of this prison and can destroy them. It can set me free.
What happens to your captors if I do as you ask?
The Huana have chartered their doom. I will not mourn their passing.
But will you cause their passing?
Neither will I speed it along while they stand against the foreign tide.
Letting you go deprives the Water Shapers of a useful asset.
The Huana will struggle. If they are worthy, they will endure. Those who are wise will remember their covenant with ancient Ngati.
Onikazu would have been killed if I set you free. There has to be another way.
Is your loyalty to a queen of lies so steadfast? She may not know of me, but she is complicit in this crime all the same.
I have questions about you.
Nothing.
I have questions about you first, Dragon.
I will tolerate your curiosity.
How'd you get in here?
As outsiders threatened the Isles, the power of the Huana waned. Crafty Pariki sought me out to strike a deal. She used my soul as a crutch for her water shapers. In exchange, she vowed to protect the Adra.
Water Shapers don't protect Adra. They hold back the Raotayan Armada.
Indeed. The Huana bite off more than they can chew. I came as an honored guest. The Water Shapers grew strong, and new conflicts replaced the old. When I resolved to go, my captors left me here, cheated and howling in the dark.
You think of yourself as a guardian?
That is a duty as old as the islands themselves. In ages past, there were 3 guardians. They watched over the Isles, the Adra, and lost Ukaizo.
What do you know of Ukaizo?
A city where Kith spoke to gods, the heart of an empire. I know only what I hear. Ukaizo was gone before my time. Even its myth is dust and ashes.
You spoke of 3 guardians?
Creatures of unparalleled age and power, bound, like me, to strengthen the Huana. If they still lived, no foreign ship would trespass on these islands.
Back to my other questions.
Ukaizo is lost beyond all memory. Better to forget that monument of hubris.
What if we excise the imprisoned portion of your soul from the rest?
No. My soul is not for the taking. Not by you, or any of the outsider spirit thieves.
No one's taking your soul. We're letting most of you go free. Isn't that what you want?
How then? You have a plan for this mad scheme of yours?
I'd take a closer look at the ward stones for a start. He lets out a distasteful hiss.
Very well. I give you one chance. Time has weakened the wards enough that I can leave this cell without you. There will be a debt of pain that I have no wish to incur. Betray me, and I will summon as many waves of Naga as it takes to shatter this prison.
The dragon unclenches his jaw and watches you in silence. Okay. Freeze Wardstone stands out of the watery floor of the dragon's prison. The runes engraved along its surface glow with pale light. Inspect the Wardstone. Enchantments coursing through the stonework keep the dragon tethered to the spot and siphon energy from its soul. The spell of imprisonment looks more recent. The siphoning enchantment merely sips from the dragon's essence and disperses it elsewhere. Think it could be used to store the essence, enough to last decades or longer if used responsibly. You can tell nothing else about the enchantments. The ward flashes, causing the rod of Deep Hunter to tremble as in your pack, as if the two share some arcane affinity for each other. Try to siphon enough of the dragon's essence to empower the guild, then break the imprisoning ward. The enchantment slips through your fingers in spite of its advanced age and depleted state. Someone clearly built this prison to resist any potential meddling. You Survey the ruins and consider your options. Ooh. Ooh. I was really hoping that would work. I was really hoping that would work. I guess I don't have high enough stats for it. Or maybe it's just a fake thing from the get-go. I don't like the idea of a dragon being shackled like this. But also, the water shapers are like critical to Huana society. And if they suddenly lose their powers, like everyone is fucked. But I'm letting the dragon free. I'm doing it. Use the Rod of the Deep Hunter to disable the enchantments. Runes crackle as their power dissipates. In seconds, their light is extinguished, and the shapes of each arcane sigil lose definition until they fade into total obscurity.
I can feel the weight of this pit diminishing around me. Do not stop now.
Patience. I'm getting to it.
The next ward. Make haste.
I really hope this doesn't end with me, like, having to fight it. Right, Siphon. Sable. He would really suck if he's like, oh, now that I'm free, I'm gonna kill you. Sable. Disable. Scarlet elephant blinks down at you and rolls his shoulder as if for the first time.
The burden of this prison is lifted. I will return to the beloved Atra.
Sycamore elephant flexes his claws and lets out an exultant bellow. Will you consider showing mercy against those who wronged you?
Mercy. Only for those who showed mercy to me. The rest.
He splits his jaws into a lethal grin.
Should your hopes darken on the high seas, you will feel a welcome chill as my shadow passes over your deck. Depend on it.
Roaring with triumph, Scaly Elephant aims his body at the rocky ceiling and takes off. Scaralaphalaphos beats his wings, lifting his massive form above the ground from his watery prison. Stretches open his jaws and roars, the ensuing blast blowing out the top of his prison, exposing it to the sky. For the first time in untold years, natural light floods into the interior of the chamber. He snaps his wings a second time, flying through the exit with wild abandon, tilting at reckless, unpracticed angles as he builds incredible speed. When he emerges, shrieks of horror and dismay grow in volume. Moments later, he passes out of view. You hear an explosion of splintered wood, upheaved water, and incredible devastation of the southwest corner of the island. That was the choice we made. That was the choice we made. That was... That was the choice we made. Hey, guy.
Onikaza will want your report, I say.
Yeah.
Pariki should have known we could not keep a dragon forever.
How'd you already hear about that? I guess it busted through. Never mind. That's a stupid question. No, I'm sticking with my decision. A dragon should not be enslaved. Even if... Well, it's not even like it was an evil dragon, is the thing. Like, if it was an evil dragon...
Again. I do wish you would stop encouraging her. Real sorry, Aloth. We'll keep it down. You think I care about your childish jokes? What bothers me is how she dog-ears my grimoire. And you keep bringing her out. Just looking to lighten the mood, I guess.
Like, if it was an evil dragon, I'd be like, maybe. But he called himself the Guardian, and he said he wasn't gonna, like, kill people, and I believe that. I believe his story. Hey, Queen! I've got news.
What madness has its clutches around Pariki's overlook? The mountain shakes. Bellows of anguish echo over the wind.
Onikaza raises a trembling hand to her brow.
And a shadow rose from the streets to cover Queen's birth on its way to the sea. Now the traders look to me for answers I do not have.
Onikaza pounds her armrest with her fist.
Nothing but panic and contradiction make their way to my ears. Tell me what happened.
Water Shaper's Guild is a mess on account of some snakes and a dragon.
You do not jest.
Queen blinks and slowly rises to sit straight in her throne.
So his was the heart I felt beating in my city.
She adjusts her posture as the idea takes hold.
For what did the guild endanger my city with this creature? I will hear Myru's report.
Guildmaster Myru is dead.
No, to lose a teacher of Myru's skill while Rawatai points their cannons at us?
Onikaza raises her hand to her mouth.
Send every bird for my master water shapers. Tell them to cleave the ocean in half if they must. They will come to Nekataka now.
A pair of attendants bolt to attention and scramble down the stairs. Onikaza nurses her brow and sighs.
I once told Myru she was not allowed to retire while Rawatai's fleet darkened my ports. Nagati is not done testing me, I say.
Pariki captured the dragon long ago and built the guild around his prison.
Pariki was a whaler before she took up Nagati's art. I say her largest trophy was a secret, well kept.
She sighs, cradling her chin on her palm.
Kahanga legends tell us that our ancestors made compacts with the creatures of the Deadfire.
Onikaza cuts herself off and snaps her fingers to her attendant.
Send for Ranga Hauhua of the Wapua tribe. If she could soften the hearts of my cats, I say dragons are not beyond her.
As her attendants make for the exit, Onikaza leans back on her throne and considers.
Speak on, Watcher. As surely as a tide swelling over the shore, I feel you are not finished.
Forms of water shaping are fabrications made to tap into the dragon's prison.
Then Pariki's students had an advantage in their lessons, I say, and Myru's after her. All at the cost of this beast's freedom.
Onikaza raises her brow.
If water shaping is not as our ancestors taught it, we cannot reckon how much of the original form we have lost.
Sinking feeling accompanies her thoughts as if Onikaza feels a vast well of uncertainty opening beneath her.
What became of the dragon, Watcher? If the power of this beast strengthened our guild?
I mean, I can't lie about this one. They saw him. They saw him go. If I lie about this, they'll be like, hey, then what was that dragon that flew out? I gotta own up to this one. I said I'm free. Nothing in Onikasa's outward bearing changes, but the silence of the rooftop garden feels especially oppressive. Then you notice the scratching sound of her nails in the armrests of her chair, and her tigers glance up at you with sudden attentiveness.
No, no, I say. Nagati close her teeth around your boat and Wodika scrawl your name in her log of disgrace.
What the guild did was wrong. I said it right.
If my apprentices struggle to learn Nagati's art, then we have no hope of replenishing the ranks. And I do not have the luxury of patience. I cannot keep Rawatai in check if they do not recognize our strength. The guild can outlast this, but our enemies will test us beyond what we can endure.
Guess diplomatic? I didn't set out to damage the Huana cause, Highness.
Then you are nothing but a fish puppet Ngati sent to trick us with cheap lures of hope. Even in desperate times, this falls beneath the expectations of the Kahanga crown. You may see yourself out.
Would you simply hand an ally to your competitors, Onikaza? She winces. An unexpected murmur grows among the onlookers of the rooftop garden.
Wait. Water Shapers have kept this city in the hands of the Kahanga. A queen cannot do this alone.
She looks up at you, a deep furrow cleaving her brow.
You may work off your debt to the crown. I will swallow my pride if it keeps an ally under my roof.
The tension of the garden begins to ebb with the softening of Onikaza's tone. Thank you for the second chance, Highness.
Thank the goddess. Pray that she finds you worthy of service. My water-shaping masters will arrive soon, and I say the guild will be stronger for their guidance. But a queen's work is not finished until she has endured all of Nagati's trials. I could send birds to every Ranga and rally them to our cause, but Nekataka needs more than strength. We need pure Huana fury. We need the Wahaki.
Okay.
My brother calls the Wahaki the last true Huana. He's severe on the Kahanga, but I do not call him wrong.
Onikaza thumps her chin and nods.
They say you fought a detachment of warriors on Motare Okozi. Then you have seen their fury firsthand. The tribe hates all foreigners. Passing ships are attacked on sight, and explorers never make it back to the beach.
Hopefully they recognize me as a friend.
They will at least let you talk while they knock their arrows, I say. I have hesitated to let the trading companies see my teeth, but those days are behind us. Filling the seas with Wahaki war canoes will strike terror in the heart of even Rawatai's iron fleet.
If I encounter any Wahaki on my travels, I'll consider your proposal.
Akira, only do not venture near Oryokoiki without a plan in mind. The Wahaki do not welcome meandering voyagers. There is a phrase which will protect my royal herald. Over crumbling mountains, across blighted seas. If you remember this, it could save your life.
Over crumbling mountains, across blighted seas. I'll remember that. I won't remember that.
Write it down if you must, but recall it when the time comes. The Wahaki are not a trusting people.
Onikaza nods and dismisses you with a wave. Okay. That could have gone worse. That could have gone a lot worse. Let's see what my reputation is now with Nekataka. Neutral. And with the Huana, I'm at 1. So I'm still in their good books. A little bit. That's good. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit sick, and I think it's from the poison I drank. So, I'm going to call this stream here. We got some good shit done. So thank you for watching, y'all. I love you very much. I'll see you next time. Remember, Black Lives Matter, defund the police. Bye-bye!